brother Marines. We have returned for another painting stream. That's right. I clicked the wrong one and it went to this one, but that's fine. And wow, the picture is absolutely much better for some reason that I can't quite really explain, even though it's using the same camera, just because Twitch, for some reason, for no particular reason, it just is better. I just can't explain it, because even just natively, the camera's just terrible. So now we will go to this one. That's the one, but we've got the picture that we can just get rid of that. We don't need that anymore. What is going on? Let's get rid of this. What is this? Why do I have this giant picture? We don't need that. We'll get rid of that. We need none of that. We'll just remove it. And we'll get rid of that orc picture, because we don't need that. Just remove that too. That is right, brother Marines. We are here to paint Space Marines and paint them. We're totally going to do that. It's going to be painterific. So we've got the Primaris Ancient right here. We got these are Ancienty and Primaris. He is a Space Marine. Where isn't he in frame? Get in frame. Wait, is he in frame now? There, he is now in frame. I am in frame, brothers. I'm just not in focus. Haha, blur Marine. That's right. Thin your camera. Thin your camera. Then after that, we have the, these guys. We have these guys. These inceptors, which I put on these, different bases, these kind of resin bases. So we're gonna be painting these up. So these are gonna be like getting like finished. I'm essentially, we got 4 models. We've got who knows how long we'll be painting. We're just gonna be painting models for however long. Who do we got with us? We've got 2 people watching. Who is, that is grammatically correct. Who is here in the stream with us now? Us meaning me and the Marines that I'm painting, because now apparently I'm referring to inanimate objects as beings. Yes, that's the kind of spirit and energy we were going for here. And I had some plans. Well, just complete voice change, brother. So I had some change of voice, apparently. Some plans. I was thinking, when I get this all color corrected, let's just say, which is pretty much just the reds. There's these shields that are on the, whatever, these heavy bolters or whatever. Heavy assault bolters. These guns they got. They're also a bit dusty. So, I was thinking of giving those the hazard stripes, so painting those brown and then orange and then yellow and then giving the stripes. I think that might be nice. That might look pretty good. And then I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I'm missing here. Looks like I gotta do the inner jet there. There's some areas that need to get still finished being painted black. These ones were kind of the on the side sort of get whatever done on the maybe sort of project. That's kind of why they're in that sort of weird sort of state. Camera lag. Wonder if the camera's gonna die again. It's weird lag on that. Is it gonna fix up? So if there's tons of movement, then it gets all slow. What? What? You put your right hand in, you put your right hand out, you put your right hand in, and then you shake some red marine paint, Mephiston red. You shake all of the paint, and then you get some medium. And that's what it's all about. That's right, gotta shake it good. Shake that. Interesting, yeah, the delay there. Wonder if it would fix up at all if I put this into performance mode. But that doesn't make any sense. That shouldn't do that have any effect. So let's see, maybe if I... what's going on here? If I open this up, close those, and if I turn the Wi-Fi off, see if it fixes it all. Did it fix anything? Did it fix anything? I don't know. No, it's still all slow for some reason. Oops. See, well, I guess we'll just have to go with that one then. There'll be a camera delay, a little bit of a delay with the model cam, I suppose. That's whatever. Oh no, model cam delay. So let's see. Probably, of all things, it's probably not the epic narrator. I'm just gonna go with that. Could be, but it's probably not, because it looks like he's playing a game. So we will have to start this off with a ritualistic blessing. So that way we all are making sure we're working hard and working productively. And how's the sound quality? Does this sound good? Is there a little bit of music audible in the background, or is it just inaudible? Please let me know in the chat if the music is at a good level or not. Canada. Alright, so let's get some of our Mephiston red onto our palette here. I'm not exactly sure how much of this we're going to need, because we have 3 models to go through here. But then again, it's not going to be tons and tons of work on these 3 models. So, I mean, I'm thinking that mixed with a little bit of medium should be able to do the job. Meme Lord on deck, brothers. Welcome, Meme Lord, Meme Librarian. All-Star. I'm just going to mix that medium into this red I've added to the palette. And just try to get it off of the brush. Clean off the brush. And then we're going to go back to... Well, go back. Then we're going to start color correcting. We're going to start with the Ancient, because that's the one I have in the thingy. The ruinous powers shall fear my memes. Looks like a good color. Alright, so... Yeah, these got a little bit too much wash on them. And, you know, I would almost rather they were just fixed back up to red. I might even just dry brush it a little bit so there's a little bit of variation. But I'd almost just... I would almost prefer they had this clean red here than this way too dark color. So what's new with Jackler today? Because as much as, like, this is going to be a lot brighter than this one, it'll go on semi-transparent, so a little bit of that darker layer will kind of come through. So it's not going to be too bright. I mean, like, it's not going to be as if it's, like, undone. Well, kind of. But then again, compared to how it is, I would rather it be undone. So let's just bring it up to a better color. I could always wash it again later. So I got that right collar or whatever. Bathroom is no longer out of order. Well, that's always good. You always want to make sure your bathroom is in order. Number 1. Definitely number 2. One of the things that I'm liking about even doing these minor color corrections is it's just kind of bringing the battle company that I'm doing together in that sense where they're no longer kind of we're the wrong batch Marines. Oh, it's kind of nope, we're all the right batch Marines. And it's moments like this that I keep reminding myself, I need a lamp. There's going to be certain parts on this which are going to be tough to paint because that banner is going to make it so it's so dark because of all the shadow around it. Essentially just making it hard to see where you're painting. Deathwing Master Belial came over and took a huge shit, wrecked the whole thing. Yeah. I hate when he does that. Oh, Chapter Master Belial? What are you doing here? Need to take shit. One boot. Almost done. I'm probably not going to be doing basing on this. I might do basing on the Inceptors, because they have resin bases, which are already kind of pre-designed. I don't know if I have any glue on me, though. So, I mean, there's going to be like that littlest bit of the flight stand sort of thing. That's on the base, so I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with that. Maybe I could paint over it, but then it's still going to stand out like a sore thumb. I was wanting to cover it with sand and just kind of disguise it that way. But if I don't have any... Well, I've got lots of sand, I just don't have any glue, I don't think. I'm looking at the links that I have on here. I'm probably going to need to update this so it has my my Streamlabs link. So that way, I guess, if anyone wanted to, they could send donations. Yay! But I guess from what I was looking at, I need to make a stream every day to do the thing. You know, we all know the thing. It's like you have to have a stream once every day, and you have to have so many followers, and then you have to have an certain amount of hours every day of people watching. So, I don't know. That looks like it's not that easy to do. I'm not sure if I would accomplish that. I'm not sure if there's going to be... Then again, it's just kind of like if that's how you see the future, it's how it's going to be, right? But I'm not sure how that's going to get done. So, low expectations. Let's get this mask brightened.
This is fun, though. On one side of it, I'm getting a decent amount of painting done. And I'm sure that if anybody finds any of the techniques that I'm doing, or if they find how I do this, if they find any of that helpful, then that's a bonus. So I definitely would want to make sure that I'm at least helping in some way. That would be a nice thing. So I'm probably going to need a lot more red paint than I thought I was going to need to get this all done on each one. I could probably even just try to switch over to like more of a dry brush technique. Try to speed this up a little bit. I mean, don't speed it up too much, because then it might get sloppy. And then once I'm done this company, which is the like the Primaris only company, let's just call it. It's kind of keeping it exclusive to there, so that way there's not weird sort of scaling issues and stuff, right? After I'm done this, I could move on to doing a different company. Old models. I could do Rogue Trader and second edition 40K models. Oh, old lore. Oh, you know, I could do it all. You know, I got the things to do, right?
Baneblade!
That's right. The epic Slathenator. Narrate the second edition Bloodhounds Codex. Like the YouTube videos? Codex Bloodhounds? And then the Bloodhounds became the nomads of the galaxy once again. That was pretty much the way that was all ended. And then something happened, and then something happened, and then the Bloodhounds were the nomads of the galaxy once again. It wasn't really meant to become like that, but that's kind of like all the stories that I wrote, they all ended that way. I'm gonna get the other ankle globe bulb thing. You all know the thing. And then after a couple days, I'll be able to upload this to YouTube. So those suckers who don't watch me on here on Twitch get to watch me 2 days later. And then they became renegades until they got Primaris, and then there was Demon Primarch and Irie and Leonidas and Slathe on Necromunda or whatever. Someone's been paying attention. Probably just you. And maybe Trooper Geo, because he's a trooper. I think it was Trooper Geo. There was somebody that was actually asking me questions. And that was, that to me was probably the most rewarding part. Because it's like, oh, well, they clearly paid attention to this because they are telling me stuff about the story back to me and asking me questions about it. Yay. That means they listened. That means they heard the story. I too have a question. What's the Bloodhound's combat doctrine? What? I don't know what you're talking about. Is that something from the game or something? Like, or is this something I need? Is this something I need to have? Is that like? Is this something that just came out? What's combat doctrine? Explain it to me. Because to me, that sounds like something that would be from the game, which would determine like which chapter they are or something like that. It's kind of like, oh, you've got like Ultramarines combat doctrine or something. That's just what it sounds like to me. I could be totally wrong though. You might need to explain that one to me. What that means or what you mean. Every chapter has a specialization. Whitscar's is fast attack. Raven Guard are all sneaky. What do the Bloodhounds do? They survive. Thank you, Epic Music. I don't know if it's audible in the stream, but at least it sounded awesome. Their specialization. See, they used to be kind of like a hand-to-hand thing. That kind of dropped. Really, I would want to say they're supposed to be kind of nothing special. They're supposed to be very run-of-the-mill. So you could almost say they're red and black Ultramarines, if you really wanted to. But then you could say, you know, they're red and black Space Wolves, if you wanted some other point. But if I had to pick a thing that, like, in the lore, what are they good at compared to other things? Maybe tracking. Because that's partially what they were intended to do. So they're kind of like that. You can run, you can hide, but not for long. Sort of thing. the only thing I could really think of that would really set them apart would be that you can play Bloodhounds as whatever chapter you want. And that would totally work. Oh, the hand. Alright, so I think that's all the reds corrected on that one. Let's see if we can bring that back in. Hold on. What a delay. A little bit of out of focus. Oh. Alright, so I think that's the reds on that one fixed up. Leaving a little bit of the wash, of course, in between the areas. So that way it's not a complete waste of time. Essentially, they're going to get there. They're going to look very similar. They're going to be slightly different, but they're going to get there just a different way. They're just taking a slightly different path. So now we got to do 3 more. Dr. Pepper. What does arrow do? In other words, what made the Emperor want or need to create a Primarch that is the clone of the Rust? That is also a good question. I have an answer for it. I didn't want... I needed to follow that up with that, because usually, that's a good question, means you don't have an answer. Okay. The reason the Emperor made Arrow, which of course he wasn't named Arrow, he was just Primarch clone. Fuck, I need to pull out a smoke then, don't I? So the reason he made him was the Primarchs were all scattered off. He made the Space Marines, and then he made this clone to be the tracker, whatever, to help him find all the Primarchs, because of the, like, link of being part them, genetic memory or whatever. But eventually the Emperor started finding the Primarchs kind of like on his own, and the whole clone project or whatever, the whole Arrow project, if you want to call it that, although that's not right. That was almost like forgotten of or abandoned, essentially, under the surface of Terra. So Arrow was intended to be this link that would help him kind of find, it would almost be like the compass that would point him towards the other Primarchs. And that's probably what links into Arrow's ridiculous, dramatic need to meet the Primarchs, sort of thing. Alright, so now we got one of these guys to paint. And this is going to be funny. He's going to be on this, like, thing here, so I wonder how delicate this will actually be. And we got to color correct all those. I feel like that's worth doing, all the color corrections. Arrow the compass. Yeah, and that's not too far off, yeah. That was kind of the reason for him. So who knows if he would have been gotten rid of after all of them were found, or who knows, right? Alright, so these ones are at least fairly open. So they're not going to have a bunch of, like, banner. They're not going to have, like, a big flag that's hiding it all. Oh, what's going on there? It's like the red's thickening up or something, so I'm gonna have to just shake this. Shake that! But what does Arrow do? That's a good question. Actually, like, what does he do? I've pretty much made a couple like throwaway lines of some things that he's done, but beyond that, there's not a lot. There's not too much. Like, there's like one story where he kills a bio titan by using his psychic powers and slowing down time, and then like the Flash kind of punching through this thing's face. So these, once I get the color correction on this, I really think that these shields should be like that hazard symbol. I think that would look really cool with them next to like assault marines and stuff, because it would kind of it would kind of fill that role of like the chevrons. I definitely want to have chevrons. So who's watching? We got Jackler and we got some creepers or whatever they're called. Creepers? Is that what we got? Is that what we're gonna call them? Stalkers? People in the bushes? Just 1 second, getting a message. Gotta respond to the message. Interesting concept where Karen, in a fit of rage, rends someone's soul similar to what the Emperor did. Oh, that might be overpowered. What do you mean by rend someone's soul? Because that's something I think at one point I was messing around with. I had like a Hero Clicks model, and there's this like exorcist thing where he's like exorcising a ghost out of this woman, and I cut the ghost out, and then I was like, hey, I wonder if I could like put that somewhere in like the Robotech Gilliman base, on like out of the Chaos Space Marine, and then like I put it like it like gripping it into like the power fist of the Gilliman model. And so it's like it looks like he's like ripping the soul out of that Chaos Space Marine. It's awesome. So I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to keep that or not. Like what the Emperor does to Horus, just that's possible. I don't know, you don't hear too much of stuff like that. I think that as far as I know, and you know, there could be other examples. I've only heard of the Emperor's sword being able to permanently destroy demons, and about how the Emperor like destroyed Horus's soul, so that way he wouldn't come back as a demon prince. Taking bong rips through Nurgle's blight. So it's like one-time thing, and it puts them into a coma for a while. So it's not like he can one-shot everyone. So he's Rogue from X-Men? Isn't that what Rogue does in the X-Men? She, like, touches them and then they're in a coma for a bit. Yeah, isn't that just Rogue from X-Men? Not that there's anything wrong with that. Rogue is probably the best X-Men. '90s Rogue, like green and yellow Rogue. All right. Now this is honestly something I've been waiting for a while. I don't know why I've procrastinated on it. I've really wanted to get these ones fixed up. I guess I've only procrastinated on it because they were kind of the side project sort of thing. It was always like the I'll get done. I'll get them done. I'll get them done. And then now today it's kind of like, let's get these done. Because yeah, this project or this company, let's just call it that, the Primaris company is only so much in it, and I want to catch up on my backlog, and I don't have spray paint to finish up the new models quite yet, because I got the Indominus models, but I ran out of spray paint when I was doing their coats, so they have a little bit of an under angle where they're a little bit gray. So I'm just going to wait until I can get another can of spray paint. Then I will start on those. And then I figured, well, I might as well catch up on my backlog then. You know? So, like, then I can eventually start on those new ones, right? Try to do a little bit of self-control, a little bit of discipline there. I think many of us know how easy it is to fall down the slope of having that box of shame sort of thing. The shame army that's never actually painted. Puts him into a coma, psychic energy. One strike basically knocks him out. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's kind of the same superpower, let's just call it. You know, using the old knock you out sort of thing. I mean, you're not, like, getting their stuff, I suppose. And I'm just checking a message here, that's why I'm not painting. I do want to get this done, and I don't want to let that just dry out. This is just taking a while for some stupid reason. So I don't know how to do that thing. Like, I tried sharing the link to this, and it just kind of comes up as my channel. So I'm not sure how to share it so that way it's like... Or is that even a thing? Can you even... Is that even a thing with Twitch? Where it's like... Real Slathe's painting. Watch him paint. Is that... Or is it just going to come up and just be like, this is the channel? I'm gonna have to be really delicate with this thing. It's gonna be tough to paint these because of the way they, just because of the way they are, pretty much. So. I was thinking of, yeah, of getting the, or paying for that thing. Because if that's gonna make, you know, dramatic improvements, well, like, you can definitely, you can really see the, like, the brightness of the red and where I've applied it compared to the other color. Like, it barely, it doesn't even look red on camera, the other color, which it's just kind of like a dark maroon at this point. It's gotten way too dark. Getting around this Aquila without touching it, sort of thing. Getting that spot around it. That's a challenge. That's a paddling. Paddling the school canoe. Sure bet that's paddling. So these vent areas. And of course, I was mentioning in the Discord, I've got another story that I could tell. There's always another story to tell, though, isn't there? But then again, I mean, some of these stories, I mean, these are definitely not, you know, high quality stuff. It's kind of, it's really old. Not really that great. And that's coming from the author. now the challenging part, getting this guy's helmet, because his helmet's like receded into this thing. So I'm gonna have to make sure I don't. It's like Operation Astartes Edition. Only paint red onto the red areas, but don't touch the sides. Operation. Well, actually, that might be a good case in this one, considering it looks like I did a really bad job on this. And then there's that little part of the mouth. This part's really not going to be easy. Well, I think I'm going to call that good enough. There's just too many weird angles on that one. Operation if you touch the sides, Asmodee spanks. Asmodee spanks you. That's funny.
What do you know of the Fallen?
Spank. Nothing. That's not what Jimmy says. Jimmy's a liar. Jimmy, come in here.
You're next, Jimmy.
But Chaplain Asmodee. Okay, now to get the jump pack. And then the other leg, and there's a bunch. But it's looking a lot better already, though. Comparatively. Like, if I compare it to this, I want to say I like the brighter colors a lot better than the ones that have been muted so much to, like, no longer look red. Jump pack. looks like some of the silver areas got hit really hard. So I'm probably going to need to do a color correction on the silvers. I might need to do a lot on these ones. These got hit pretty bad. But then again, I don't think actually there was a lot of silver work done. So that might not be as much work as it sounds then. Sometimes I might be left to look exploring a little bit because I'm not quite used to the newer models entirely. So I don't know all the spots that I should be checking all the time here. Because with these new models, I had to come up with new patterns, essentially. And I had to make sure the patterns were consistent with my old patterns, at least in certain ways. Just so that way there was that look sort of thing got continued into the new generation, I guess we could call it. So even though things will look a little bit different, it's not quite losing itself. If there's anything that's important to the Bloodhounds, it's keeping their identity of who they are. That's probably one of the most important things to them. That wasn't even enough paint. Wow. So doing these color corrections on these is going to be a little bit. But it's going to be worth it. It's going to be so worth it. It's going to be so worth it, you don't even realize how worth it is. And by it is, I mean going to be. Let's add our little bit of medium to the paint again. to have paint get spread as far as possible, or as efficiently as possible. I'm going to clean my brush and then go back into that. And essentially the trick here is just to go over just the areas, just to be as clean as possible. That's essentially it. While leaving a little bit of the dark lines that are surrounding each kind of red piece. So like right there, I'm going to want to leave some of that line on that next step there of his boot, which I'm not sure if is even visible there, but it will become visible in a moment. Just bring that red back up to color. Bring it back up to code. And sometimes all it needs is even just a touch. Like it barely even needs very much. Is there still more of the backpack to do? There was, wasn't there? Where else is there? There's these little jets that are here. There's like secondary jets. I'm gonna pull the red down because it looks like there's a part above it that's just a tiny bit wider than it, so it'll just kind of skip it. And then there's these flaps, or these grav chutes. I had to kind of think of what they were called for a second. So these, I'm just going to try to dry brush them, just to bring up the color, but to leave that darker part. Okay, well maybe not a dry brush anymore. So I'm going to try to go against those things, not at the same. Not parallel to them. Go perpendicular to them. Because if you go parallel when you're painting them, it's going to go into all those crevices, rather than kind of skip past them. Which is what I would much prefer it to do. Just to skip past those. And then what we got left? Let's go a little butt flap here. Primaris butt flap. You heard it here first. On the real Slathe. This is real Slathe. Real Slathe talk. This is where we talk about the real Slathe. All the Slathe that's going on right now. But then if all goes well, I might be going back to YouTube. But then again, I don't know. I'm kind of interested now that I've kind of gotten my foot wet. I might be interested to do Twitch every so often. You know, if there was an interest in it. Because then, yeah, I could do Twitch videos and Twitch streams. And then I could, a couple days later, I could put those up onto YouTube anyway. So, 2 days, this is going to appear on YouTube. Only so much more left to go. And I'm probably going to want to do those purity seals and the same thing. And then I'll go over them with something so they kind of stand out. Because otherwise it'll kind of cause some problems. But there we go. I'll go over them with a little something something. But yeah, apparently this has better video or something. I don't know. That's weird how that works, considering, you know, I run my camera by itself and it looks terrible. But then all of a sudden, the moment I run it on Twitch and like the blur cam is now no longer blur cam. So who knows what that's about. And then I guess if I want to look at this from the business perspective, oh, I could branch out to a whole new audience of people who don't want to watch. I could do cosplay streams. Oh, there we go. There you go, Twitch. Cosplay streams. Space Marine cosplay streams. Oh, that's the real deal right there. Now that's cooking with gas. with that, I'll clearly be unstoppable. I bet no one's thought of it before. Ryboog is raiding with a party of 20. Hey, Ryboog and friends. I hope I said that right. I was just talking to Jackler, or talking to myself. I was talking to the darkness about how I could do cosplay streams. That'd be funny. Just show up as like a space marine or something. Thanks for the follow, Stinger UK. Stinger. Oh, come on. Stinger. Stinger UK. Oh, man. Stinger. Oh, that's funny. Thanks for the follow, Ryboog. How's it going? How you guys doing? Or girls, or... How are you? How are you? Let's make this less awkward on me. And if you're showing up for the first time, which of course you are,
I am the real Slathe, also known as Slathe the Space Marine. I'm taking a brief move over here to Twitch from YouTube. I do 40K content and general nonsense.
that's not gone well. I just finished up painting up for the night, but yeah, I'm great. Well, that's good to hear. Yeah, what I'm doing here, unfortunately, I had kind of doused some of these models here with way too much wash, maybe like a year back or something. So essentially, I'm just kind of highlighting, kind of color correcting, and then, depending on how long this is, you know, I might be able to kind of get some... I might finish these up. Let's see. I don't know. It might take a while, but you know, we might be able to do a whole thing where we get these finished from the condition they were in at the start into what I want them to look like at the end. And that's always a happy story, you know, because people want to see change and growth and drama and excitement. They want to see people at their lowest moments, and they want to see people, you know, rise out of them. They want to see something, you know, turn from, you know, an accident into a strong success. Right? Because that's what people want to see. They want to see drama. In whatever form that it is. It could be in any form. It could be even in this one, right? It could be in the forms of watching your superheroes, you know, fight it out, and how are they going to get it out of this one. It could be in like a soap opera, or it could be even just like this, you know, like what's he going to do? How's he going to fix this thing and make it look like the way he wants it to look? Well, that's what it's about. And of course, down below, there's me in my costume.
I, Slathe the Space Marine, look left and right every so often. That's me, that's right, in my costume. I mean power armor, not a costume, totally real.
So let's get this thing going. Because, like, this is what it looked like at the start. Sadly, I'm going to raid and run. I've got some work for tomorrow, but great stream, dude. Well, thanks for the raid. I appreciate it. Let's see if we can get a comparison to what this guy looked at the start. Right? So, we've got a little bit of work to do just to, finish up this one here. Just do the color corrections on the reds. Then I'm going to move on to the other two. And then once all the color corrections are done, we can go on to some other colors. And I think this one's, like, almost done, really. So, I think we can almost just start moving on to the next one. Because, yeah, like, this is a bright red, and I like the way that this is looking a lot better than the way this is looking. This is just looking way too dark. But it's working as a nice undercoat, let's just say. So thanks for the raid. That was definitely really cool. My first raid. It's my first raid. That means we gotta do this.
Baneblade! It was the Baneblade raid.
Let's do a once over to make sure there's nothing I missed. I think that's for the reds. I think that's looking pretty corrected. So let's take this one off. Yeah, these even got to a point where there's now a little bit of dust on some of them. So, I mean, like, these were proper abandoned, essentially.
And now they are being rescued and restored. That is right. Ah, yes. I, Prince Vegeta, have returned. Yes, that's right. The Prince of all Saiyan warriors. Let's get a new piece of paper towel, because that one is just soaking. Much like I'm assuming all of you are right now. That's right. The Prince of all Saiyan warriors is here to provide the entertainment of painting the thing. You all know the thing, that's right. I don't make up the lines, I get someone to write it for me. That's what a prince does.
I like when there's like that, it kind of goes off the rails there, and it's like,
That's what I do. I am a prince. That's what we just get to do by birthright.
Okay, so let's see if we can get a focus shot on this. So yeah, it's definitely looking a lot better than that. So I'm happy with that. And then this was we also did this one earlier, just before we started working on the, what do they call it? The Gravis runs, the Inceptors. Okay, so let's shake some of this up. Or do I even need to? I've got some on the palette there. Let's empty our palette. How long have we been on now? Hour and a half? So once I kind of rid my palette of wet paint, I might just take a quick break. I don't want to push it. So I'll probably just have like a smoke or something. And as I'm in Canada, I may even smoke weed. I know. Debate about that one for a little bit, Twitch. Wait, but that's allowed, right? Because he's in Canada? Yes. But, yes. But, yes, it's allowed. Oh. We can't say anything about it? No, we can't. He's in Canada. Totally legal. Because it somewhat helps. Sometimes it helps to bring attention on something. You know, it's kind of like, oh, smoke some weed, and then you are on task. So I'll save that for the smoke break. So I guess I'll just do all the kind of easy to reach areas first. So that way I can leave those other ones for when I get more paint on the palette. Just these kind of flat open spaces. So I'm not quite sure if I'm wanting to go for the mask and all that just yet, because that's going to be the most difficult part on this thing, the face mask. Also, because I always want to like rest my finger on the model, so that way I can get it kind of really good brush control. But with these things, they're on these kind of little sticks. So I'm always afraid I'm going to break it each time, so it's kind of like, let's not do that. Let's just trooper through this without resorting to some stability things like that. We'll just gain stability through the painting handle. And it will work. It will be fine. This is blurry too. I really need to get the Droid Cam X or whatever it is, pay for the Droid Cam. Because right now I'm just using the free Droid Cam. And I'm using a Samsung S4. So it's probably not the best camera, but not the worst camera, let's just say. But I mean, essentially once I kind of dish out for the painting app, what am I saying? Camera app. Once I paint out, go to paint for it. Jeez. You can English today. Come on. That's definitely going to be another thing. Probably going to be smoking a lot of weed in my streams. So it's like, if you want to hang out, paint models, and watch somebody smoke weed, or have somebody to smoke with. Ooh. This isn't about that. This is definitely that's not the focus. That was one of the troubles I had on YouTube. I would do a stream, and there'd be some people who would be like, "So are you gonna smoke weed?" And it's kind of like, yeah, probably. Oh, yay, another weed stream. And it's like, no, that's not the focus of. That's not what we're doing here today. So, of course, I jest. Because, come on, if you can't even have a sense of humor about yourself or about things like that, come on. This isn't like quite like a dry brush or anything that I'm doing here. I'm just trying to get the flat areas and leave the darkened recesses. So essentially, it's almost kind of like I'm doing a highlight. Like I'm fixing the colors with a highlight. Even in death, I still got that good weed. I doubt that very much, Jackler. I doubt that you have the good weed.
The chapter has brought the weed from the stickiest ichium.
So who else do we got here? So we got... I was referring to you. Okay. So who do we got with us now? And who's been brought to us from the very generous raid? That was really cool. Thank you for that raid once again. We got anybody? We don't bite. We got a Discord too. So if you want to check out some of the models that I've painted, or if you want to see, I guess, or if you want to be able to expect links and stuff like that, there's a Discord. Jackler, if you could help me out, kind of like we're on Epic Narrator stream, could you help me out with a link to the Discord, or there's probably one in the About section. And I really should update that, because this is like my second Twitch stream now, right? I really should update it so I've got my Streamlabs link. And I mean, like, I hate talking about this. So, but I was told just do it. So if you want to donate, watch everybody leave. If you want to donate, there's a Streamlabs link available, right? I'm always just uncomfortable talking about that. I never like asking for money or for donations. But I was told, no, just do it. No one's going to do it unless you ask. And it's like, I guess. It's not really all the reasons why I'm in it, right? Join the Discord today. And if you're not made into a chapter brother right away, just wait. You can be made into one. There should be somebody that can make you into a chapter brother. That went on a little bit thinner than I was wanting it to. Oh well. This is pretty much dried out now by this point, though. So it might be about time that I could take that smoke break. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. So, are we stopped yet?
Yes, sir.
Oh. With the right amount of paint and the right technique, getting over these will be pretty easy. Might not be perfect from what I'm looking at, the job that I'm doing, actually. Oops. Oh well, at least it still looks better than it did before. It's like people only do things because they get paid. And that's like really sad. Wayne's World. Is this dry now? This is all done? So it might be time for a smoke. Which, as far as I know, having a cigarette does not breach terms and use and conditions and service and all that. I think I can have a cigarette without breaking the bank and destroying the world there. Oh no, he stubbed his toe! Slathe the Space Marine is cancelled. He spoke in a volume that was just too many decibels too high. It was just too darn loud. It was just too darn loud. He just, without caution, just drank that soda. Hashtag cancel Slathe the Space Marine. So it says we got 9 viewers. Who do we got hanging out? So we got Jackler, of course. So once again, thank you, Ryboog. Take down the Slathe statues, yeah. Okay, so what do I need to do on this one? I feel like I need to do that hand a little bit more. This leg still looks a little bit dark. Because if I compare it to this one, yeah, that looks still a little bit dark. And I still need to fix up the chest, the helmet, and then some of the areas of the jump pack. But overall, I think this is going to make them look a lot better. And then I think there's only a few more models that were in that set that will need to be color corrected. But I have them separated into a completely different batch anyway, so it's like, I don't know if I want to dig them out just to do that. I could color correct them another time. I'm working on my second company. That's it. Just the second company. And then once they're done, I'll move on to a different company. And that's that. There we go, a nice crack of the back. So what are we going to call the... So they call them lurkers on Epic Narrator, right? And I keep trying to remind them, no, we're going to call it lictors. The lictors. What should we call them? Lurkers? Creepers? Creepers. That's probably what a lot of people will think. Alright, let's shake up some more red. So we're only going to need so much more to finish off this one, and then it'll go off onto the last one. And then, I guess, once the color corrections are done, I guess go back to the Ancient or the Standard Bearer, and then just kind of finish up that model. Because there's only so much that actually that model needs left to get done. And then go back to the Inceptors, I guess. So we're just using Mephiston red. Mephiston red. Mephiston red. Just using more Mephiston red. I'm trying to make sure that's really mixed up in there so that it's not going to be goopy sort of thing with its texture, with its consistency. Okay. This is just a brief break. Sometimes I would just put on the, like, be right back thing, but it's like, whatever. And then want some motivation. Motivation plant. Motivation plant, that's terrible. Inspiration plant. Dedication plant. Perspiration plant. Constipation plant. There we go. So let's go back to the action, like Looney Tunes. Right there. And I was kind of toying around with the idea of what if I did cosplay streams and I got into my Space Marine costume? That'd be kind of funny. I'm not sure if I would want to try painting in the costume. That would just be hazardous to the costume and to the models, probably. That would just be sad. I should probably add medium to that first before going right into it. But I could. The only thing would be the cost of the damage. What's the damage for that? Well, probably more than anyone would be willing to go to the effort of actually donating me money for. So, let's just say I'm not going to paint in my costume. So yeah, this seems a little dark still. Probably because I didn't paint this part. Or if I did, it was with that really thin, like the dying part of the red there at the end. I don't want to say these models have been fairly neglected in the sense that they were just abandoned practically. It was like, yeah, I'm gonna do other stuff that's cooler than these ones. You know, the most those projects with a little bit higher priority. That'd be kind of funny though. It's just like, yeah, come on, Slathe, go get your Space Marine costume. There's like $60. Paint it in your costume. And maybe we could start talking about it at that point. You know, like, I don't think I'm gonna bother getting out the Space Marine costume just yet. Till then, we can all just have MP4 animation Slathe. Because the cost for damage is a lot lower for me. So. And then the arm there. And it looks like he's got some kind of control panel on his wrist there. I'm not sure if I want to even bother doing any like lights or anything. I might, but I'm not sure if I want to. But I'll just leave it kind of all sort of red sort of thing. Because I mean, like looking at the models that you see, the pictures of that they produce, that the company, you know, Wayland Yutani, the company, Games Workshop. I don't really see a lot too many of those, like unless they have like an open thing, unless they have a very, very specifically, this guy has like a glowy button comm panel thing going on. Doesn't look like they're doing a lot of that. So I mean, like it's one of those like I could, but I think just for simplicity, I'll leave that part alone. There's also these parts that I forgot. Which got way too dark in that wash. And this is why I don't use too much wash. Because then you have to do this. But then if I didn't use too much wash, I wouldn't have made this stream. You see, it was destiny. It was destiny. There's a little bit too much red there on that one side. Can I get it off? That'll just be our little secret. Right there, right there, right there. Oh yeah, the mask. Oh, there's this part here, the face plate on one side. Which of course this is going to be really annoyingly difficult. course, this one's the sergeant, so I need to get around that little skull thing. Operation. Paint the red onto the helmet, but don't touch the skull. Operation 40K edition. Once again, getting around the Aquila, but not on the Aquila. Just on that little lip there. There we go. Over those vents, but not into the vents. Unfortunately, it's kind of like when you have a brush that's dying, a lot of the times it'll kind of hook to one side. So sometimes it's like, oh no, my brush is ruined, and it's just like, is it ruined, or is it now a useful tool for very specific situations? Oh, well, a little bit too much on there. Oh no. Oh no. Too bad. I'll have to fix it again later. Edges. Because, yeah, this got way too dark. I did that first wash. That was like, once again, it was like years ago. Years ago, they tried to. Years ago. Oh, this is live. Years ago. You want to just read from your book, Marshall? Yeah. I think that's just about that for this one. I think, but then again, there's a couple spots that might benefit from a little bit of a brighter red. I think that's it. Let's see if I'm missing anything by putting these two on side by side. Oh, looks good. So on to the last one. Let's get these color corrections. Let's get them done. Are we on 2 hours now? Alright. It's dramatic how much... It was way too dark. I mean, that'll darken a little bit. It's just still... Burn, heretic. Just gonna go once again for those kind of easy to reach flat areas. Just because, like, so I can get as much done with what I have on the palette as possible. Kind of as quickly as possible. That's one of the things that might end up getting you lost, because then it's kind of like, wait, what do I need to do left? Because, like, that part, and that part are done. much we got left to go? Not too much. So we can try to rescue this part here with what I have here. Oh, looks super bright. It is really bright. I'm sure that'll darken. It's going on really thin too. And one of the things with these paints is they really like to show what's underneath. So that's why to anybody who's new to the madling and ponting, geez, to painting models, as I slowly become more and more and more dyslexic or something. You're going to be painting in layers. Want to become famous? What? Is that a bot? Twitch bots? Seriously? I didn't think Twitch bots would be a thing. What's the point of that? Yeah, like, what is that? Twitch bots. I've heard of Twitch thoughts, but not Twitch bots, not like that. So that's a new one for me. Probably gonna need more paint to do the rest of that one. That's right, Jackler. Be gone, all. Be gone, bots. Only real people get to stay. Alright, now all the people that are pissed off for being called bots, that now that they're gone. Alright, now let's definitely follow all those links. That's definitely what we want. Let's definitely follow all those links. Alright, so not too much more to do on this. And then, I guess, once that's all corrected, I can, I guess, go on to, what, doing... finishing up the Ancient, the Standard Bearer. And then I could go on to the... I guess I can go on to these, because I guess finishing the one model after all that will be a lot easier, and then I could even save the other three for another day if necessary, sort of thing. I could always just save it for another day. Alright, so that's a thing. There's always the ability to save it for another day. So how long are we on now? For 2 hours? How long are Twitch streams normally? Are these like the 8-hour ones? Are these the ones that people really strap themselves in for, sort of thing? Because on YouTube, I noticed that's kind of not a thing. At least for not for smaller channels and stuff. Or for painting. No one's going to be strapped in. Okay, so we're going to get this one, this last one done. And then we go move back onto the Ancient. And then we'll just kind of finish up the Ancient. And then we'll see how long we've been streaming for at that point, and if we want to keep going. But until then, we've got all sorts of things.
Baneblade!
Are you sure about that?
Baneblade!
That's right. It's dangerous. So yeah, not too much more. Just maybe that backpack, the jump, maybe, I don't know, maybe not even the jump pack, maybe just some of it. It's still better than it was before. Like that bottom, that boot, let's just say that's kind of one of the only examples of the color it was before. Which now I've got to look on the other ones, make sure I did those. Yeah, I did.
Isn't that right, brother Slathe?
Baneblade!
Baneblade. Alright, so let's get this last bit of red on. And then... I don't know, should I continue painting or should I do it in small segments? Should I do like a... end this stream and then start another one? Where I'm actually doing... like, just the ancient, let's just say. And I'm finishing that up. Or just do it in one go. Who's still around? We got 3 people watching.
Battle Brothers.
That's another thing I need to do. I need to adjust all the notifications and stuff because I never have had any of the Twitch stuff set up. So I guess I'm gonna have to set up all the Twitch notifications so that way when people subscribe and stuff, it's got not just like that zombie. So that way it's got I don't know, like a Space Marine or something, or it's got a Bloodhound. I think some of this could have been made a little bit brighter. Maybe the paint was dying at the time. I guess I didn't do this part. Which this part takes a little bit of finesse. Not too much. It's not like it's a gold medal or something. It's just you gotta... just paint over one thing and not paint over the other thing. There. Achieved. Now let's do the other side. Oh, it's not in frame, is it? Oops. And I guess following Epic Narrator, if I try to, what's it called? Get Twitch affiliate? I guess? So that way then people can do those things, and so if I'm painting something, there could be like the "it's out of frame." And I guess that would help, because then that could help me be able to afford things like replacing the monitor that died. So that way I can do gaming streams again. Or the controller that died. So that way I can do gaming streams again. Or for paints, or for a lamp. Because if I'm going to start doing this, I'm probably going to need some kind of lamp. At a certain point, I'm not getting enough light, sort of thing. A couple parts here, a couple parts there, a couple parts fra la la. That's how we do the Space Marines and the merry old brah brah brah. What else is there? That elbow pad. An arm joint. Yeah, but from what I've heard, I'm probably going to want to get that, or pay for the app or whatever, so that way I can have better camera controls or something. Doing these is still kind of new to me. Probably gonna want to do some of the parts of that backpack at least another time, or maybe not the back. Oh no, this I don't want to get. There we go. I knew there was some parts of this. Because I really got this thing good with way too much wash all those years ago. So now it's just kind of like fixing those mistakes of the past. Ghosts of Warhammer past finally getting exercised. The helmet.
Captain Severus, remove your helm. Do you yield? Do you yield?
We never yield. Despite its many flaws, I enjoy that movie. Ultramarines, just to be clear and specific. Nothing's perfect, and to expect perfection is to have way too high standards.
Have you no ammunition? Brother Chaplain, have you not a weapon?
So I take it you saw the, or you listened to Siege of Volstrom? Take a little listen. Siege of Volstrom. Available on Slathe the Space Marine on YouTube. Not all of it. It's like 40 minutes, so I mean, like, it's kind of like you're listening to a TV show almost in that sense. It's not the shortest thing by any means, right? Probably do a little bit better in some of these areas with a little bit of more, a little bit brighter red. Not too bright. some of that dark red. We have a boot. Gotta do this boot here. And it's got little steps, sort of thing. Little footsteps. Got a little bit too much there, or maybe not. I don't think it's probably. That's fine. And then this little trim on the back here. I'm pretty sure we're done. I want to give it just a little bit of a cleaner coat on that. A little bit of water. Just so that way it all goes on even. Because it kind of went on a little bit uneven in a way I didn't like on this one shoulder pad. So I'm just gonna brighten that up a little bit. A couple of the areas around it. So that way, if it's a little bit too much, it's not gonna be super out of place. So, you know, sometimes you might start putting on like an old show or something you used to watch. For some reason, lately my thing has been throwing on Malcolm in the Middle. I don't know why. I'm watching Malcolm in the Middle clips. For some reason, it started getting recommended to me. So now I'm watching a bunch of Malcolm in the Middle clips. So I'm not sure about that one. Not sure why. So, I think, so for now, once again, these guys are going to get the, alright, they got that job done treatment, and we're going to focus on the Ancient. What are we at now? 2 hours, 40 minutes. So what do we think? Who do we got around? We got Jackler. Are you still here? Who do we have watching? Because it's good to have other opinions on this. Because I'm thinking that I might end this stream and then just start another one right after, where then it's going to be just focusing just on this model. It's going to be only the ancient. And then we can come back to these ones at another time. So just let me know what you think. And what's the chat delay like, if anything? Like the waiting on me to respond to chat. No idea. So we're kind of running out of, like, I'm using somewhat sunlight because I don't have like a lamp, so running a little bit out of sunlight. But that might be alright. Some of the silver work was done on this one. So what this guy really needs then to be done is there's like that one pouch there. The eyes could probably be given a highlight. Gun needs to be painted silver. And then there's the banner, which needs to get done. There's this trim here. I guess that might be done in gold or yellow, because if it's in the second, like 2 or 3 seconds, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's pretty good compared to the epic delay stream. Oh, he said it, and then he burped on his finger. That makes it real. Oh, tossing shade. This is the Tossing Shade show. Where is Epic Narrator? Is he doing his Patreon thing? Oh, that's right. You can support me on Patreon if you want. No benefits, no rewards, just sending me $1 every month. That's all it is. That's all that I have set up. Totally, completely transparently honest. It's just a subscription tip jar. Oh, crack that back. Okay, there we go. Because it helps keep things rolling. If there's wanting to be more of this. So, we're going to need our brown for that pouch. We're going to need our silver for the gun. We're going to need our blue for that lens. And then... Isn't even then, like, it's really dark in there. I'm not going to need the other blue. Oh, does he have any, like, baubles and bullshits? No. He's free of baubles and bullshits. I'm also going to need black paint, because it looks like I didn't do the handle of his gun. And then whatever I'm going to do on these little things, everything's little, on these little parts at the bottom here, because there's like a... I don't know what to call it, like a plaque at the bottom of each one. So that's something I'm going to have to figure out. But then, I don't know, gold trim, because if it's the second company, it's going to be, that's typically yellow or gold is the second company's colors. So if this is going to be the second company's banner, then I guess the trim that's around the border of it will be done gold, I guess. I don't know, that makes sense to me, I suppose. That way, like, if I had 10 of this exact model, I could just paint them the exact same way and then just do the trim a different color. Planning. Isn't that right, green screen Slathe?
Yes, Brother Marine.
Even though that's not what he talks like at all. And he doesn't even sound like this. There is no real voice. He doesn't have a voice. He doesn't talk. looking over this and thinking, what do I want to do? Because I almost want to highlight the silver areas with another silver because it's just so dark on this. And then, what else could be done? Clean up that gold, and then maybe I'll put a white circle on the inside of that. I'll put the Bloodhound symbol on this banner. I'll probably do it badly, though. We'll have to see how that one's... I have a pencil on hand, though. I could probably just figure it out with the pencil first. Whoa. Okay, there, pencil. Overeager. Come on, pencil sharpener. I just need a pencil. Come on, there we go. Good. Alright, so what's going to be the first step on painting this? Do that brown. Oh, banned for sneezing. There's no sneezing on Twitch. Now all of a sudden there's like coronavirus. Coronavirus. It's a dinosaur. It's the coronavirus. Uh-oh. Oh, no. You mentioned it. Banned off Twitch. Transmitting corona through the internet. Computer viruses. Come on, man. Haven't you ever heard of computer viruses? Considering I still got a bunch of this now, and there's not much other things that are going to be brown. I'm going to do this just to break things up a little bit. So that way when I come over this part again, I can make it look like a different color than that skull. Because that's some things that sometimes that bothers me. When it's like somebody will paint something and it's like, let's say there's like a rope, sorry, there's like something like this. There's like a ribbon and it's like around a skeleton. And it's just like, oh, we'll just paint them both white. And then just give them the same kind of treatment, the same kind of wash or something like that. And then it just looks so lazy. Because they're the same color. It kind of makes you kind of look at it and go like, where does the skeleton stop or that begin? You might not even notice there's even like a ribbon or something around the skeleton. So don't do that. when you're painting your captain from Indomitus. Okay, so now we need to get these little bottom parts. This whole time I'm just hoping that my brush doesn't just give out on me. This really is just like the painting until it's dead brush. Essentially the whole goal of this step is just don't get it on the part under it or beside it. Just get it on the part that's raised. Yeah. So now when we go over it, it should look different. It will stand out from that skull. So I'm not exactly sure how I painted that skull, but I'm pretty sure I didn't do that. Okay, so now let's move on to the blues, because it's just going to be a tiny little thing. Okay, but this is also going to be really difficult because this brush is all sorts of fuckered. Alright, getting this part is going to be really, really tough. Okay, come on. Just need just a tiny bit of paint. I need it to be just a thin slice of paint. There's just so much shadow here on this side, I can't quite see it. That's all I'm gonna do. I got a little bit on there, and it's like, you know, I actually even did that by accident. That's, there we go. Happy little accidents. But it's got some. That's all I'm willing to risk. Because otherwise it's just going to be like, that's going to be a challenge to try to clean up. It didn't go on quite how I wanted it to, but well, that's dims de breaks. And that's that for that. That's all of that step. 'Cause there's really not that much blue for this model. At least how I have it painted. So now, okay, so silver, and then we're going to need this off-white, or Ulthwin gray. Because I want to do the silvers on the gun. I want to fix the silvers around that. Then I'm probably going to add some colors here at the bottom, just to make that a little bit less boring. And then I'll do a gold thing for this. Just some gold. Gold! I like gold! And I'm super bad. And he's Slathe bad. There it is. Aha! Everything's better with a bag of weed. Canada. Bag of weed, a bag of weed. Everything's better with a bag of weed. You don't need coke, you don't need speed. Everything's better with a bag of weed. You ever paint Warhammer models? You ever paint Warhammer models on weed? It's like a whole different thing. It's like, pow, 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 pow. Come on, blue team go. Blue team go. Brother, have you no weed? So I guess I know what part you got up to in the story. The part where it was like, so a lot of this is taken right out of Space Marine, isn't it, Max? Maybe. Maybe. I might have been playing a lot of Space Marine at the time that I wrote that. That's why probably the orcs and me doing an impression of them is just... It's pretty much just me doing an impression of the orcs from Space Marine, right? Get back here, Space Marine! More Space Marines to kill! It's essentially just the orc from Space Marines. Or Space Marine, excuse me. Because I know that probably makes such a huge difference. Alright, let's clean out a screen here. Oh, and Jackler, for budgetary reasons, we're gonna have to make the librarian somebody else. Sorry, you're getting laid off, and we need somebody else to be the Phobos librarian. You're gonna have to hand in your Phobos librarian armor and sword and that green cape. You have to hand it all in. By the end of the day. I'll go back to the Dark Angels again. Oh, yeah. Oh no, everybody! I've got to hand in my Phobos armor, and the prom's tomorrow! California! I'm calling the Watchmen! Every so often I throw that on. That's one of my favorite clips on, or favorite things on YouTube. The Saturday morning Watchmen. That's hilarious. The chronic coronavirus. And of course, as always, because of there being some not 100% camera qualities, by the end of this, I'll always take a picture and then put it into the Discord. So, for any future viewers that'll be watching this on Twitch or on YouTube, there is the Discord. That's right, music. Really hype up that Discord.
The Bloodhounds chapter. Where you can show your models, share your experience, and otherwise just shoot the shit. You can get your memes from the meme lord himself, Jackler. I'm thinking of changing that title. I was thinking of changing it to Meme Librarian. Like the master of the, or maybe like meme epistolary, but then people might have to be like, what's an epistolary? And it's like, oh, come on. Meme librarian. It's just kind of simple and to the point. It gets the meaning across, you know, like a meme. Nanomachines, son! Allons-y. Damn. That's right, Jack. Nanomachines, son. Oh, that's funny. I didn't actually think about that. That's right, Jack. That's right, Jackler. Nanomachines, son. It's like you got Senator Armstrong talking right to you there. Grand Master of the Memarium. Oh yeah, that's the most appropriate, hey? Dark Angel's wording for it. Yeah, but you can't be part of both chapters. Because let's just say that a knight that's loyal to two kings is loyal to neither. Because then, like, what would happen, you know, at a moment's notice if there was, you know, problems with the Dark Angels at one point, you know, between the Dark Angels and the Bloodhounds, right? That would mean that at the drop of a hat, essentially, you'd have to be considered not trustworthy. Right? So, either you are part of the chapter and you are a Bloodhound, or you're a Dark Angel and you're just an ally of the chapter.
You can be an ally, but you can't really be, like, a bloodhound. You can be on the allies matrix. I'm a strong, independent black angel. Cancel the Imperium because they're transphobic. This is gonna need it. This gun's gonna need a wash, and maybe I should have thinned the metal. As much as I'm never really a fan of doing that. I find it can cause problems. Whatever. It really is more of just like the, you know, it's painted. Cause I'm not here winning any golden demons. Right? This isn't any fancy painting. This isn't, you know, something this isn't some like expensive highbrow painting. This isn't some kind of like epic narrator. You know, with his golden demon paint jobs. This isn't anything. This is not one of those golden demon paint jobs from Epic Narrator. Definitely not. But yeah, wow.